Welcome. I want to thank you for opting into this video. Listen, if you're somebody that's been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like the outcast, the rebel, misunderstood, the reject, the black sheep, I understand. I can relate with you. And I believe that this video and this series is going to be for you. And it's going to be to help empower you. And my goal is to help you step into your God-given purpose. My goal is to help you shift and to step into the identity that God designed you for. So in this video, I want to get deep. And yes, I spelled that incorrectly because what I want to talk about are the 4 aspects to stepping into your uniqueness. And I believe that in my journey of breaking free, in my journey of dealing with going through the foster care system, of dealing with adoption, of dealing with a negative mindset, of just dealing with, just life, and deal with my traumas and negative beliefs and things like that. I noticed that I had to go through this journey of breaking free. And there were some things that I learned. So in this video, I want to talk about what I believe is the prelude, what I believe is the beginning, the start of your journey of breaking free. And stepping into your greatness, stepping into your power, stepping into your joy and your freedom of living. Now, a quick disclaimer. This video and this series is no means to substitute for any type of medical advice. So please, if you need, medical advice or help, please seek a medical professional, for diagnostics, treatment, or advice. But in this video, in this series, I'm simply going to be sharing with you my journey and the steps and the things and just my experiences of what I did to have to recreate myself, to have to overcome and to step into a new man. And so let's get into this. Your uniqueness, embracing you, embracing your difference. 4 aspects I want to talk about. Number 1, I call design. I believe that once I started to understand my design, and I'm still discovering my design, but once I started becoming aware of it and accept my design, it began to change me. It began to change my mindset. It began to change, just my whole life, my whole lifestyle, everything that I was dealing with. It began to let me see possibilities. It began to let me see so many great things, great possibilities for my life. So what is your design? Now, if you've been the black sheep, if you've been the outcast, you might have dealt with bullying, you might have dealt with ridicule, you might have been dealt with being neglected, you might have been dealt with not being seen. You might have dealt with being misunderstood, right? And what I've discovered that people like that normally have some of the most unique makeups. It's very interesting that God designs people that I've discovered that some of those people, they have some of the greatest engineering, some of the greatest designs of their makeup, of who they are. See, we all have a makeup. We all have a design, whether that's from the color of your hair, to the color of your skin, to your gender, to the way that you speak, to the environment that you were born in, right? Whatever the situation, the situations that you were born into, the thoughts that you think, the things that you're attracted to, right? The skills and the gifts that you have and that you have the capacity and desire to develop. See, these are all part of your design. These are all part of your makeup. They were not given to you by chance. They were not given to you by accident. But these things are intentional for you. They're the very things that are going to help you step into discovering yourself and discovering that I want to let you know that your design is not a flaw. That your design is magnificent. See, the Bible says that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. I want to let you know that. Now, no matter what society has told you, now, no matter what family has told you, now, no matter what your friends have told you, I want to let you know that you have a unique design that is amazing, it's glorious, and it is impactful, and we need it. See, if you were to think about maybe one of the world's greatest basketball players, you might tend to find out that that person might have a very tall height. That person might have a certain skill that helps them in being an athlete. Maybe they have the ability to have great stamina, or they have the ability to learn how to run fast. Maybe they have great speed or agility, whatever that is. That their makeup, see, they were designed. Their makeup, their God-given makeup, was designed that they would be able to fill the court playing basketball. That they would see. Normally, for a person who's like really, really short, or they're slow, or and then maybe they're just not athletic, it might be hard for them to, let's say, have a career or a calling in basketball. See, but that person, that small person, let's say, they might be the most intelligent person ever. They might be the greatest brain surgeon, or who knows? It could be like Danny DeVito, right? It could be the greatest actor. One of the greatest actors. Let's just say I'm making examples, right? But I want to let you know I'm trying to show the analogy of your design. See, your design is something extremely unique to you. Your design is something that God gave you specifically to fulfill a purpose here and to solve a problem on this earth. And see, when I began to acknowledge my design, I started to see that, oh, okay, the way I am, who I am, the way I think, the way that I am, my being, of me being a human being, it is not by accident. And it's not by flaw. And I noticed that in my design, I had certain things that I wanted to express. I had certain things that I wanted to do. I had certain things that I just wanted to share with the world. I had certain things that I had certain desires. And that's where we get to number 2, your expression. See, I had certain things that I want to express. I started to see that my design, I was able to learn information quick. I saw that I was able to put massive amounts of hours in to learn the piano. I saw that I was attracted to music. I saw all these different skills and gifts and desires and capacities that I was able to do that most people say, man, how did you do that? How are you able to understand this? How are you able to learn this so quick? It was just in my design. But then I just looked at them and I said, man, well, how are you able to do that? See, our designs were completely different. And I had an expression that was inherent in my DNA, inherent in my bones, inherent in my spirit, inherent in my makeup that I want to express. Now, you might be saying, well, Jor'Dan, I'm not expressive like that. I don't want to sing and I don't want to dance and I don't want to, be out there in the eye and all that. Well, maybe you're the person that wants to be behind the scenes and you just want to, you want to do things behind the scenes, or maybe a person that you enjoy just being in your own solitude and just drawing. Or maybe you're the person that you enjoy just being and you enjoy reading and writing. You could be that author, right? Your gift could be to write, some of the greatest literature for the world. Or maybe you're figuring out those new calculations and math problems or new science and inventions for the world. That is your expression, right? It might not be expression like a preacher or a motivational speaker or an actor or the person that's out there that's flamboyant, extravagant, right? But that is your expression. That is your expression in the world. It is part of your makeup. It is a result. It is an expression of your design. See, when I began to understand that, my design is not a flaw. I am attracted to certain things that I want to express certain things for a reason. I started to see that when I started to express things, I started to see that it would either have results, sometimes negatively or sometimes positively. But then I started to understand, what I started to see was that I started to make these changes in my expression. And when I started to make these changes in my expression, I started to make these changes in my design. So, and when I talk about changing my design, I'm talking about the expression of what I was in my design. I was trying to express something that wasn't me. And so what was happening was I started to become inauthentic to who I am and to my makeup and to my God-given design. And some of you might be going through heartache, or you might be going through where you're just like, I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed. You might be going through a season where you're like, man, I'm misunderstood. I want to let you know that this third facet was one of the things that completely changed and completely revolutionized my life. It completely resurged me back with energy. It restored my zeal. It restored my passion. And it restored my connection with people. It restored my connection with the world. And that thing is authenticity. See, there is something powerful, and if I dare use the words, there's something magical about being authentic. See, when you are authentic, what happens is that you allow yourself to be freely you, and you allow yourself to be in a space to touch the people that you were called to touch. Do you know that there are people that only you can reach that I can't reach? Do you know that there are people that only I can reach that you can't reach? But do you know that also people that we can reach together? You see, there are traits, there are things in your design that we have connection with, that we have similarities to. But there are also things in your design that are different. See, this is things that make us different, as well as the things that we both share that connect us together. I want you to think about, we talked about earlier about that basketball player. I want to think about the basketball player. Then I want you to think about the doctor. And I also want you to think about the carpenter. Could you imagine being in a family where you have nothing but doctors? And you're yearning just to be like, man, I'm working all the time. I'm always thinking I need some relief. Or I need to go out and I need to do something about my body. Yes, I'm taking the medicines and stuff, but am I enjoying my life? Am I going out and enjoying my experience? And maybe you have a desire that, I like to watch sports. That helps me relieve my stress. That helps me, find something, entertaining to do in the midst of all my work, right? Could you imagine if we only had doctors and we didn't have, let's say, actors and basketball players and dancers, people that can help share their art and expression, entertain us and inspire us through that? And the carpenter. Could you imagine if we had a house full of doctors and it was to get hot and we need fire, we need wood for our fireplace? Could you imagine if we were just a house full of doctors and we need to get a new table for the kitchen so we can eat at, but we don't know who's going to make that table? The carpenter, right? Could you imagine that if everybody put on a mask and tried to be the same person? Could you imagine the gaps and the problems that would not be getting solved? See, your design, your expression, and you authentically stepping into that and accepting who you are and unapologetically being that person allows you to step into the space of fulfill a need, to solve a problem. See, that very desire that you have, that very thing that you've been yearning to do, that very gift that you have, that it seems like there are people that don't appreciate it, that it seems like you've been misunderstood. I want to let you know that there's a need for it. There is a need for your gift. There is a need for your service. But I want to let you know that it's going to be when you accept the call. So I remember when I began to accept my design and I accept the expression that I had and I had to just be authentically myself. Things begin to change, and they're still changing for me as I begin to step into this season, as I step into this process. It might be uncomfortable because you're shedding skin. You're metamorphosizing. You're coming out of an old season into a new one. You see, the caterpillar was destined to be the caterpillar, yet the caterpillar was also destined to be the butterfly. See, the thing is that the caterpillar was destined to be the caterpillar only for a season. And when that season ended, it was time for him to be the butterfly. It was time for it to be the butterfly. And it began to fly beautifully and high. I want to let you know that for some of you, you're coming out of your caterpillar season and you're coming into your butterfly season. But it's time that you would shed the cocoon. It is time that you would take off the mask. It is time that you would shed the skin and authentically be you. Because we're waiting for you. See, in the summertime, we need the butterflies. See, the seasons determine also how you're accommodated in your expression, how you're accommodated in your design. That's going to be another video we're going to get into about environment. But when I began to understand my design, when I began to understand and walk in and accept my expression, that they're not flaws, that they are my power. And when I authentically accepted who I am and to operate as that and be me, I started to see a very interesting thing unravel and unfold in my life, and it still is, and it's called purpose. See, purpose, some people might say that purpose is a thing that you do, but I say that purpose is the actual thing that you see in others. It is a thing that you begin to fulfill. It is a problem that you solve. Purpose is an amalgamation, and it is a result of you walking in your design, your expression, and your authenticity. And then purpose is delivered to you. I want to let you know that this is the season of the outcast. This is the season where you step out of defeat into triumph, where you step out of rejection into acceptance. It is a season where you step out of lack and into prosperity. It is a season where you step out of nothingness and into purpose. You step out of nihilism and into destiny. It's time that you get deep. It's time that we get deep. And in my journey, this is one of the precursors, one of the first things that I had to understand and had to accept when it came to breaking free, was accepting my design. Accepting who I am, accepting who I was called to be, accepting how and who I was designed to be, and no longer trying to be like others, no longer putting on a mask and trying to fulfill somebody else's purpose, but fulfilling my own and being unapologetic about how I was designed and how God designed me. I want to let you know that if you've been misunderstood, if you've been the reject, I want to let you know that is your power. That means that God just spent more time on you. I want to let you know that for you, that means you have probably a greater purpose for your life. And we just got to help you break free now. We got to help you break out of the chains. We got to help you break out of the cage. We got to help you break and take off the mask and step into your power. Step into your freeness. Step into your authenticity. Step into your greatness. So I want to thank you for tuning into this video. If you could do me a favor, I want you to comment below. I want you to comment one thing about yourself. That could be a skill, a gift, a trait, something, whatever that thing is that makes you so unique compared to others around you. What is that thing that sets you apart? And you might even see it as a flaw. I want you to comment what that thing is. Maybe you see it as a flaw, maybe you see it as a strength. Either way, I want you to comment that below, because I believe that there's people out there that need to see you and want to see you. And it's time that we help each other step into our greatness. Step into who we were called and designed to be. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please, if you haven't subscribed already to this channel, please subscribe, please follow, share this video with somebody that you believe needs this. If they're having a hard time accepting who they are and they believe that they were made by mistake, or believe that they, have problems with their design, I want to let them know that no, they were fearfully and wonderfully made. And in this video series, we're going to be getting a little more deep. We're going to get more intense. I'm going to be talking about some other things that you're going to be able to incorporate in your life to break free. This is the season. I believe that we're in the shift. We're in the season of a shift. And I want to be the person to help you step into your power, help you step into your God-given design. It's time. It's time. It's time. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and blessings.